Warning, this video is not suitable for some viewers. Also, I may have used some of your clips in this video. Ah, don't steal my Skittles, Obama! Oh, it's morning. Neato. I'll just... Whoa, alright, you... Just stay calm, Reek. Just a minute until that one kid across the street realizes that they're late for school. I wonder what I'm gonna do today. Or better yet, what I'm gonna do on my computer today. Aww, I just cleaned this area. Oh well. I'm starting to believe that I'm missing some things. What should I get from the store soon? Let's see, I'm missing breakfast items, stuff for cleaning, and I think that's... Oh crap! And a new toothbrush. Jeez, is that bus driver ever going to shut his or her bus up? I mean, why hasn't he left for... Oh! Why? Okay, buddy, you have just drawn my final straw. I think I want to review another park next. Yeah, I don't have any form of transportation, so just send me your best guy to pick me up and take me to any park. Okay. Alright, I'm interested. Let's go. Hey, thanks again for taking me here. Yeah, I'll be back to review the rides. And yeah, I promise that sound isn't PTSD to me anymore. Well, see ya. Alright, now that I'm here, let's see what this park has to offer. Yeah, that guy didn't stop my PTSD of the bus horn. Six Flags Over Georgia opened in 1967 as the second original park opened up by Six Flags, one of the largest amusement park corporations in the world, with 14 other North American amusement parks, 11 separate water parks, and many more parks being added overseas. This park is located in Austell, Georgia, which is about a 5-minute trafficless drive from Georgia's largest city and capital, Atlanta, which is also home to Coca-Cola, North America's largest aquarium, and, of course, the busiest airport in the entire world. Just be glad that this park isn't as busy as this airport, where just driving in already looks very promising. You can't go wrong with a big coaster that goes over the parking lot. Well, maybe except for that one. So far, it seems like nothing is going wrong. Holy shit. That's a lot for parking here. Not only that, but you have the Knott's way of taking an extensive walk to the front entrance. But that doesn't faze me. A bald dude in a bus already dropped me off at the front entrance. So let's buy our ticket to get in this park. Never mind, the membership pass is a better deal. The lowest price membership option is better priced than both general admission and parking for one day. And you can use this pass all damn year. Sometimes I really love Six Flags. Once you get through the basic old school entrance gates, you are then introduced to how surprisingly beautiful this park is. And this is not just an entrance thing. The surprisingly good scenery is all throughout the park, making this one of Six Flags' most scenic parks. Once you walk for a certain amount of time, you are destined with one of the hardest decisions you can make in a park! Go left or go right. Or else you will just moonwalk into an old structure in front of you. No matter which way you go, you will always get the biggest draw of any amusement park: rides. While you have theme parks like Knott's Berry Farm where you're there for multiple reasons like get on rides, meet your favorite character, see some shows, eat a delicious meal, and let's not forget about admiring the atmosphere. Amusement parks are a bit different because there, the multiple reasons are get on rides, get on rides, get on rides, have a meal and a few snacks, and most importantly, get on rides, which is not a complaint at all. Amusement parks were primarily built for rides, and this park has over 40 of them, with a good amount of family rides, kiddie rides, thrill rides, water rides, dark rides, and roller coasters. Six Flags Over Georgia is a pure amusement park, and of course, it's not perfect. Obviously, there's going to be some sort of flaw in the ride collection, but my biggest flaw with Six Flags Over Georgia's rides is coaster diversity. Although unlike Knott's, it's more of a thrill factor thing this time around. There are no unnecessarily high height requirements here, and even though they're sometimes on the lower side, like being a freaking preschooler to get on one of the park's most intense coasters, I can only think of 2 coasters in this park which I would classify as family rides. And those 2 rides are the Mine Train and the Kiddie Coaster. For the rest of the coasters, it's man up or man out. I will say though, outside of just the coasters, the overall diversity between family and thrill rides is actually really good. I won't go into much more ride detail here, except for one ride, the Sky Buckets. These Von Roll Sky Rides are getting pretty rare now and are great transportation rides you can also find at Cedar Point, Six Flags Great Adventure, both Busch Gardens parks, and not just one, but 2 places in San Diego. Six Flags Over Georgia, thank you for keeping such a legendary type of ride. Outside of the rides, there's not much else to do here. Are there shows here? Of course, but I have absolutely no knowledge of any shows here, so just try to get to one and enjoy yourselves. The food here is what you'd expect from an amusement park. This park contains your basic amusement park meals, like burgers, chicken tenders, pizza, and more, while also having your basic amusement park snacks like pretzels, nachos, funnel cakes, and my personal favorite snack, the food here isn't bad, but there are much more park food options to write home about. This park is really holding up well so far. With good scenery and even greater rides, it doesn't seem like it will kill you, but I know what may be killed here, your legs because of the park's layout. Are you feeling the burn yet? The size of Six Flags Over Georgia is pretty moderate for an amusement park, and while the park is like a figure 8 layout on coke, the big thing that will make your legs beg for mercy is the slopey pathways. Six Flags Over Georgia is situated on a few hills, and they have done a great job fitting the park's needs on and around these mini mountains. If it's not the rides built around, it's the scenery that improves the look of the rides. If it's not the scenery, well then you are lost, my friend. And even though this park isn't too big, your eyesight is going to be covered with advertisements. If you've ever been to a Six Flags park, then you know that they take the greatest pride in their sponsored advertisements. They even take more pride in their advertisements than they do with their rides. And since there's not much left of this park to talk about, let's get back to the rides. If you want to know where I get the name SingleRiderReak from, well, here is why. Single rider lines are very convenient queue lines meant for people who roam around parks alone, like me. Even though they're meant for lonely people, they can easily be abused by groups just to get a shorter line. And how many rides at Six Flags Over Georgia have single rider lines? 8 rides, which should make me like this park a lot more if it weren't for the fact that this park does single rider lines in the worst way possible. Here's how the single rider lines work here. You have to wait in the normal line for a widely varying amount of time. And where's the single rider line? Right in the station where everyone else waits. They still do what a single rider line is meant to do by filling empty rows, but this slows down operations compared to your regular single rider line, so this brings fire to my very own eyes. And to make matters worse, many rides here require a locker. So as you'd imagine, I would enrage my entire body into flames right now. But that would be an over-exaggeration on my end. It would only cost you $1 to rent a locker here, and they're really only used for 5 attractions. And those attractions are Goliath, Twisted Cyclone, Superman Ultimate Flight, Georgia Scorcher, and the entirety of their water park. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, there's a water park included with admission. Hurricane Harbor may be small for a water park, but if it's a really hot day at the park, I recommend cooling off here. I personally haven't been inside, but it looks like a lot of fun for all ages. So grab your swimsuits and get wet. That's what she said! Alright buddy, do you really want to be back at this again? Surprisingly, this is really all I have to talk about for this park. This review may be shorter than what I did for Knott's, but that doesn't mean the park quality has been extremely fluctuated for the worst. If I have to briefly describe Six Flags Over Georgia, I would call it a good and fun park. If you want to come here for the coasters, then don't waste any time, because the coaster collection is absolutely great. If you want to get on the much tamer rides, go right ahead, but just remember that the roller coasters shouldn't really be your top priority in that case. If you're here for a purely atmospheric theme park, you may want to drive up 3 more hours for that. Overall, if you're the right person, I would safely call Six Flags Over Georgia a full-day park in a heartbeat. There is a lot to do here for all ages and then some. Six Flags Over Georgia receives 7 out of 10. But wait, isn't a score of a 7 a low score? For me, no. But that's because I've been to a lot of great parks where Six Flags Over Georgia kind of feels pale in comparison. But I've already discussed something like this in my Knott's Berry Farm coaster reviews, so I'm just going to end off with this. It may not have the most good in an amusement park, but this park is still so fun that I would not pass it up. Anyways, it's time to go back home and be ready for the roller coaster reviews at this park on another day. But I still have the rest of the Knott's Berry Farm rides to get to, so stay tuned for that. If you liked what you saw, remember to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Stay tuned for more stuff from SingleRiderReak. Oh god! And have a thrilling rest of the day.